We're up and running here. Testing microphone. Test 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. I have no idea if there's any audio. I'll need to get a bit of feedback from you guys. We have a new microphone set up today here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is the microphone working or are we hearing anything? I can't tell from this end. I have a new microphone set up today. I don't see a comment. Mic is good. Okay, it is. Right. Good, good, good. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, before we start carving, we have some sharpening to do here. I say a new microphone. It's not a new microphone. It turns out that the problem we had the last few days is the cable. I had an extension cable to go from me over to the camera, and that was borked. I've ordered a new one, but it hasn't arrived yet. It'll be arriving this morning, I guess. So for the moment, I've just got a short cable plugged into the laptop here. Am I on camera? Oh, looks nice. A bit more at the tip, I think. I usually get this part of the job finished before the stream starts, but I guess it makes sense also to do it sometimes online. You can see what's going on. This is the job I normally do while I'm just peacefully waiting for stream time, I've been feeling it's a bit boring if I did this every day, on the stream for the first 10 minutes. So I usually do it before while I'm waiting. But today was a bit time stressed. Okay, I think we're good to go. Get zoomed in. Where are we going to go? I've got to finish this guy's ear. We left off yesterday on the blacksmith as chosen by the crowd. Getting closer, I think. Just a minute. Just Let's see how close I can get without losing focus here. Are we there? I hear a question. Let's see what's in the chat here. Good morning, gentlemen, ladies. Okay, let's get to the question box. I like it when people apologize in the subject line. Where are we here? The answer is neither. I'm sorry. Étonné. The answer is neither. I know somebody sent me an image from Matsumura-san's catalog, the paper catalog here in Japan, asking about the paper we use, the Gampi paper. And the one we use is similar to the one in that catalog that's mentioned as number 30. That's a true Gampi paper. So if you had the one that's in there as number 30 in this catalog you're showing me today, okay, well, actually what you're showing me there, the number 30 you're listing is a double layered paper. This is already, it's Gampi on the top and it's layered to another paper. So this is ready to go for making hanshita. It's listed as 2 sheets. The top paper it says is Gampi 100% and the bottom paper it says is pulp 100%. So this is already a sheet ready for doing this job of making hanshita. Gampi plus copy paper. Sorry for the rest of the stream here. Somebody has sent me a catalog, an image from a catalog page here in Japan. Maybe he can link it separately to the stream. I don't know. Anyway, time to get to work here. I get some questions for you guys too, but let me get started here first. Let me get started. Oh, sharp. A bit too sharp, actually. get asked about this all the time, so here's a chance to talk about one little point here. You see the design here where there's the shape of his head here, the line coming up. Then there's lines that just sort of bash straight across it. And sometimes it's like hairlines that do this. And this one, it's his headband. Jet has drawn the lines. They just smash straight through. It's okay. That's the style of drawing we have here. But from a carver's point of view, what I've got here now is a plus, and a plus. And when I was a beginner carver, what I would do is I'd come up to this corner, carve it here, stop here, come here and go out, cut away that corner, and cut back in and keep going around the corners and stuff. That's not the way we do it. You know, when you cut each corner separately, you lose the straightness of the lines, the curve of the lines that go through. So what we do, and it looks a little bit, you know, like a mistake at first, is I'm just going to take the knife here on this line. I'm going to just cut straight through everything. Cutting through all these lines that really have to stay. I'm doing it very lightly right now. The knife is plunged. Then I'm pulling the knife up a little bit, plunging, pulling up, plunging, and pulling up and plunging again. So the line of this line, the line of his head, stays sensible. It's not jerked and cornered and jerked and cornered. But if you're not careful, if you plunge too much, these things actually get cut off. And we do the same thing here. Half of this already cut. So I put the knife on that line, very lightly scrape across the top of this, and now plunge here. Now we can take out this corner. And both of these lines, this line and this line, have a natural curve. It's at a pretty small scale. I should perhaps have talked about this when it's a larger scale example. I couldn't believe this at first when I first saw it. But when you inspect old blocks, you see this all the time. All the lines are crisscross. You can see scratch marks on the top where the knife has gone right across. Of course, you can't dig it in deep or it pops the wood away. Well, you're just doing a double take. You're just thinking back to that image that I just received in the question box here. I assume that person's on the stream here. You sent me an image of a section of Matsumoto-san's paper catalog, and you sent me an image from the Japanese version of the catalog. I don't know if everybody knows, Matsumura-san's catalog is online in an English version. There's an English version, a PDF file on his website of his entire catalog. So the page you sent me is a Japanese page. Can I go and link to it? Just a sec. Excuse me for the disruption on the stream here. Woodlike.co.jp is his Japanese page. Links to English. There's a page for the product catalog. Copy link. Okay, what I'm going to post in the stream here, it's a link to a PDF file. This is Matsumura-san's catalog that you can download in English. And so the same information you just showed me in a Japanese page should be inside this catalog too. What am I doing today? It's not the color block. This is the key block. This is the key block for the first print in next year's series here. Okay, I think our blacksmith is done. First pass. We'll have to check him again after he's been test printed. Let's head over to the warrior. And this is the last key carving on this block. After this, it'll be clearing. It'll be time to start making color blocks. These beautiful curves. Best part of them. One of the best parts on this print. This guy's little ponytail thing. Beautiful, beautiful curves. Jed can do this, you know. So nice. I'd carve a block of his just random brush stroke practicing curves. They're just so nice to play with, you know. Look at this. To the carvers in the old days, what a pleasant job they had, you know, just carving beautiful stuff like this all day long. They didn't know how lucky they were. The beautiful wood they had. was reading through this thread, the chat yesterday after it was all over. Yesterday evening, actually, long after it was over. And I see a comment that comes back. It seems quite often I get the same kind of comment. The people are watching me carve or watching this carving going on, and they're like, "Oh my God, stress! I can't watch it. It's going to pop. It's going to crack. It's going to break, or whatever." And it seems that some of the people watching are like full of stress when they see this, you know. And it's exactly the opposite here. You know, this is clean, straight wood. The knife is very sharp. I know where I'm going. Like, I won't be cutting myself here. If you're waiting for blood, you're going to be waiting a long time, I think, you know. There's various stresses in my life and, you know, with the business and different things going on, but sitting here carving a block like this is just about the least stressful part of any of my days, you know. So it's funny to see that comment, you know. Sitting on the edge of my chair, oh my God, or whatever it was, things like this, you know. I'm not shooting at you, I'm just smiling at the difference in the approach here, you know. I get the feeling, because if I saw something like an image of, you know, those old-time barbers, they shave people with this giant steel thing, you know, what's it called, a straight razor or whatever, that leaves me with the same kind of feeling, you know. Oh my God, he's going to get his throat cut, there's going to be blood everywhere, I can't bear to watch this, you know. So I get it, I get the same feeling, you know. I couldn't imagine ever having a shave or something by a barber with one of those big steel razors. I couldn't sit there, you know. So I think I understand the concept here, but I have to smile at it, you know. That barber too, I suppose, the same thing. He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm going to shave. I need a sharp blade to do my job," you know. So I guess it's the same thing. So I understand, but still have to smile about it. Where's this hat going and going? Owls, I know I'm supposed to be printing owls this morning. I didn't get the paper wet last night. The paper's wet. It's not wet. The paper's waiting to be moistened. It's over on my desk there. So whatever, I'm going to promise myself, as soon as this stream is finished today, I'm going to go and get it moistened. So tonight I can start printing the background colors. So we're still okay with the orders, and we're keeping ahead of them, but I can see that within a couple of days we're going to be out. So I've got to get this next batch printed. Again, you know, the reason is just distractions. Yesterday, the staff and I in the afternoon, we spent the whole afternoon. We're working on packaging, print packaging, you know, what a way to spend my time, but it had to be done. I know if you visited the shop, you'll know that we've got prints. We actually have two stock sizes for the packaging here in the shop. And they're close to the Japanese A4 and A3. They're not exactly the same, but they're close to those two sizes. And we have A4 vertical horizontal and A3 vertical horizontal. And we settled on those when we opened the shop a few years ago as being, you have to unify your packaging. You can't have every print in your shop a different size, just the stuff's going to be falling all over the place. I mean, the old record shops had it easy because every one of their products was exactly the same size and shape. With us, they're all different. So we've formalized it. We standardized it at two sizes, an A4 V and an H, and an A3 V and an H. But we're finding there's a lot of stuff we're getting now. Some of our own prints we published, and a lot of the stuff in the flea market that falls in between there. So we've decided to make one more standard size here, something similar to the Japanese B4 in between. And so what? Whatever, decide the size and do it. But it's a big deal. We have to build physical shelves, a whole new set of shelves here in the shop to do this. We need to order from the cardboard box supplier a complete new line of cardboard boxes for shipping these things. We have to order all the parts, the plastic packages, everything has to fit and match. And we found real trouble in ordering these things. And if you order the standard size B4 piece of cardboard for a support, then it doesn't fit in the standard B4 size envelope. The envelope has to be something larger. And then when you get that envelope worked out, then it's got to go inside the next level of packaging, the case for shipping. So although sizes and stuff are standardized here in Japan, sizes of paper, once you start this idea of packaging, putting something inside something, it's going to go inside something else, it blows it all to hell. So we end up with custom sizes for everything. So we had to work it all out yesterday, which parts to be standardized, which parts to be customized, where to order the packages from. We spent the whole afternoon on it. And it's a big deal because it reverberates for years. We will be using this sort of stuff for years, these packages and these jigs and dies for cutting the stuff. So they're big decisions. We have to get it right. If you screw it up, it turns out that it doesn't fit in the post office order form, whatever. I heard a question beep. So sue me. Where's the question? Where's the question? Back and forth. Two questions. One's easy to answer. One's easy to answer and one isn't. First one's asking about the Studio Ghibli project. And no, there's nothing happening there. Nothing will be happening there in any foreseeable future. We've sort of answered this many times. So just to do a quick recap, we wanted to get license from Studio Ghibli to do some of their images. Studio Ghibli doesn't have the licensing. It's not them we need to be talking to. We should be talking to Tokuma Shoten, who owns the print rights to all that stuff. And we will, when we get our sea legs, we will approach them about this. But at the moment, it's impossible to do that because we are far, far too busy to even think about taking on new projects right now. So the Ghibli concept is there. It's still sitting there in the air, floating around, being thought about. But it won't be happening in any nearby time frame that we can see. So. I'll never forget the second question. Dave. What was the second question? Welcome to the world of being 66. Wood. If we didn't have cherry, what would we use? I don't know what to say. I know we sort of touched on this yesterday, and we touch on this all the time. We talk about wood. People ask me what wood they should be using. And again, the answer to me always, if you're a beginner just trying this, the wood you should be using is whatever you've got on your desk. Anything right there. Don't worry about what kind of wood it is. Just try this with anything. The reason we use cherry, Japanese cherry, is because we have a very, very, very detailed, specific goal in mind, a very specific type of color, a very specific type of line to be carved. We're trying to recreate the Japanese ukiyo-e print style. And to do that, you need, of course, the materials and tools that were used to build that style in the first place. Sorry to be repetitive here. We did exactly the same conversation yesterday. And there is no other wood that will do this, period. Period. I mean, I suppose I could go to some wood museum that had all the woods of the world and get a sample of each one and lie them all up and try them and plane them and dress them and try carving each one. I mean, there's 6 bajillion types of wood out there. So yeah, maybe there is something that comes very, very close to this. Just to give you an idea of how difficult that might be, other cherries here in Japan. This is mountain cherry, Yamazakura. The other types of cherry trees here in Japan don't work. They don't do it for this. Canadian cherry, it's a nice tree, cherry tree, has nice flowers. It doesn't work for this. The way the pores of the wood are different. And we can't get the proper color from there. So I'm not just being sort of traditional for the sake of tradition. Oh, this is the way we do it. We ain't going to ever change. That's not the idea. We simply haven't ever found another kind of wood that produces the same results. And to reiterate again, for you as a beginner, it doesn't matter. There was this gentleman, Mr. Madness, he was showing me some prints yesterday, and yeah, this guy's coming along. There's 3 or 4 prints he's made. He's now moving along, and specifically, it seems, he wants to make prints in a style very similar to the Japanese style. Then yeah, that's gonna... Now it's going to come into play, try and get a wood as close to this as possible. But you ask me, what other wood would be an option? I just don't know. I mean, if even other types of cherry wood don't work, then I can't imagine what else I could recommend. That sound was an order coming into our order box. I don't know if it's somebody on the stream here or not. I know the orders for the owl prints are still pouring in all day long, so my guess is it's an owl, but who knows. That's a hit for us, We knew it was going to be good, but it's been way bigger than expectations. It's now, when did we open the owl? About 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's now number 7 on our all-time bestseller list here. It's climbed to number 7 after only a few weeks. So thank you, Hiroshige. Thank you, Hiroshige, for your support of our business. Can't imagine what the guy would think, he's been dead for, whatever, 150 years? When did he die? 1870 or something like that? And here we are in 2017. Picking up one of his designs and doing a very nice job of making it. There's no way he would be unhappy about that, I'm sure. He wouldn't even gripe about not getting a royalty, because things like royalties didn't exist in his day. He was paid per job. Here's the sketch, get paid, go home. I should also ask, I don't know if it's visible or anything at all, but this is a different camera than the one I've been using the last few days. It's a simple Handycam still. This is not any dramatic improvement, but it is. We've changed the camera. In all that screwing around trying to find out what was wrong with the microphone, you know. The mic seemed okay when I plugged it into something else, so I thought it was the camera that was bad. So we've tried it with another camera we had here. It was still bad, and it turned out that it was the cable, but at the moment now it's still a different camera that's on here, so if the quality is any better, it's a bit of a higher grade camera. I'm thinking, just by looking at the stream monitoring here, I'm thinking the light balancing is much better, you know. The thing used to get really washed out under this bright light, but I'm thinking it's looking a lot better than it was before. I haven't done anything with the setting, it's just on automatic. We're getting ready this month, November, December, for an upgrade of a lot of our systems here. It's the end of the year. We're trying to balance our financing to reduce our tax burden and stuff like that. And we mentioned this yesterday too. The Patreon funds are here. Oh, an order and a question. Activity. Hang on a second. I said the Patreon funds are here, and we're trying to figure out how to use this next couple of months of Patreon funds. And because nominally the people supporting us on Patreon were doing so for the videos, you know, to help support videos. It looks like it's really time for me to upgrade the video production. I know. Okay, where are we? Is the audio quiet? Okay, let me find there is a switch here. Input volume. Excuse me, testing. Which way is this? I can't tell. Is this going up, or down? Testing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That was going down. Okay, this is going up. All right, okay, wrong way. I'm sorry. It doesn't have any marker here. I don't know. Anyway, at the moment it's on max on the little interface thing here. And it's at max on my broadcaster. So this is all we're going to get on the audio. Now is too high, too loud. Okay. Yeah, let me do it here because I can see a slider. It's at 10 now. I'll take it down to about 8. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It was fine the way it was. I'm too loud to... Can you hear me now? Okay, there was a question in the box. Easy one to answer because I don't know. I know somebody's asking, have you used any papers other than Japanese papers, cotton rag paper, stuff like this? My answer is no, I have not the slightest bit of experience. I can pass on one thought though. I know my friend Matt Brown, who's printing over in New Hampshire in a generally Japanese style, using a Baron, usually Japanese style. He was using Japanese paper and stuff like this. He has switched to using, what's the word, Reeves, R-I-V-E-S, is that a paper maker's name? Some kind of cotton rag paper for all of his woodblock prints now. He moistens it, and he says it picks up the print pigments and stuff the same way the Japanese paper does. So check Matt Brown's website. He may have some discussion about paper over there. Yeah, sound is crackly now. We've had this before. The interface we're using here right now is not a good interface. And when I was using it 2 months ago, we got crackle all the time. I stopped using it, and I started going direct with the cable into the camera, and it cleaned it up. That cable is broken. And until I get a new cable, I've gone back to using the interface. So it's going to be a bit crackly today. I can't help it. So the crackliness I can't help. The new cable will come today and we'll be back to smooth audio again, I think. Yeah, there is interference. Just hang on. Tomorrow, whatever. Whatever. Maybe if I move the mic a bit away from my mouth, maybe that might help. Anyway, as I said, hang on till tomorrow. We won't be using this little USB interface. It'll be just direct into the camera. So that was something I was going to ask about. I know. Yeah. I know. I've been reading these streams, and I know, of course, there's this Facebook page. People have started a group, sort of a fan of what's going on here. And I had kept away from that a little bit, not thinking like, should I be part of it or whatever, or should I be peeking in, or should I not have anything to do with it or whatever. And Facebook sent me a message last night, something like, I forget the exact wording, it's one of those messages, we all get them. You may be interested in this page, or whatever it said. Their Facebook has decided in its algorithmic wisdom that there's content over there that I would be interested in. So I clicked it and followed it over there, and there's this Facebook page with this interesting image at the top of it. And I don't know, I wasn't sure what to do. I don't know, should I stay away from there, or is it fun to join in and read what you guys are writing and commenting and discussing about this? And then I realized that there's picture images. People are making prints and posting them there, and I want to see this stuff. So I thought, well, I think it's okay. So I clicked the button that says ask to join this group, and then a few minutes later, bang, back came the approval. Whether that was a robot or human, I don't know. But so anyway, I'm in. So just about 10 minutes before starting this stream today, I browsed through that page. Mixed feelings. Well, fun. Hunting, nothing negative, just fun. Really, really fun. I know. To sit and look at this. And first, the print images. This is cool. There's people here doing really, really cool, interesting work. I'm going to, whatever, this is great. I know. To see people trying this Japanese printmaking, cutting some neat stuff, making pictures. This pushes all my buttons. I'm so happy to see that. So happy to see that. And the work looks interesting. There's just whatever. What can I say? This looks really, really cool. And if this grows from here and more people start doing this because of this thing, then for me, it just doesn't get any better than that. I know. That's wonderful. That's the sort of serious aspect to that. But then the other part of that page is there's one I remember. Somebody posted something about it. I forget the exact words. You guys have read it if you've been on there. It said, I listened to yesterday's stream, and within 30 seconds, Dave dropped the F-bomb. And like everybody's really happy and clapping their hands about this. And I'm like, what? I don't do that. So I followed the link back. It wasn't a link there, but I followed back the reference. It was November the whatever. So I pulled up my copy of the stream, turned it on, and yeah, within 30 seconds, I had actually done that. I had said that. And that this is not my self-image. Absolutely. I don't do that sort of thing. And yet there it was. Within 30 seconds of a live stream on the internet, I swore at people, I have very, very mixed feelings about this. All my life, I'm this quiet little dude. I don't get upset at people. And when I was married, I never shouted at my wife. We didn't throw plates at each other. I'm a quiet guy. I don't get angry. The staff here, they're living in heaven. The boss here never yells at them. Typical Japanese company. Crap, the people get dressed down and shouted at and screamed at. So I'm like, what is this? Dave is on the internet doing a live stream, and he starts swearing, And whatever I can, in that specific case, I know exactly what had happened. What's the thing called? The video interface between the camera and the computer. It's really flaky, really, really flaky. And that day it refused to work. I came in about 20 minutes before the stream started to set things up. It wouldn't work. Okay, unplug it, plug it in, try it again. Didn't work, unplug it, plug it in, go through the routine. And we're getting closer and closer to stream time, T minus 10. Doesn't work still, T minus 5. The video interface still isn't working. I restart the computer, it still doesn't work, T minus 2. And I'm like, anything in the world except being late. That to me, that's just one of the ones that just, whatever. What's the expression? It's just not what I want to do, be late. And here we were at like T minus 1 or T minus 30 seconds or so, and the thing starts to come to life. So whatever, I just quickly grab things together, quickly get it set up, push the start button. I've spent the last 30 minutes or so wrestling with this thing, swearing in my own, So when I finally got live, it was still left over from that. I think I mentioned, this something, whatever. I dropped the F-bomb on the video interface. So I'd like to think that for me, swearing is that kind of thing. It's real emphasis. Just that's it. It's emphasis. When you're really, really angry about something, that's the time to swear. But having said that, this is something I should maybe, what can I say, I'm not quite sure how to say this, but whatever. I'm not that old. I'm 66, but I am, whatever. I am getting a little bit older and things are changing. And I have an experience over the past few years of my father. He's good dead now. He died last February. And he was a kind, super gentle guy, wouldn't hurt anybody, wouldn't do anything, totally okay. And yet, over a period of some months in the last year of his life, he really, really changed. And we all know about this sort of thing, different types of dementia set in, and people's personality changes. And he became a completely different person. And it seems, of course, he didn't know about this. He didn't understand, didn't see it. The rest of us are like, who is this strange person in our midst and what's going on? But he didn't know. Oh, whatever, that's an advanced case. That's the way things go. But when I see this news about, I caught Dave swearing, and this is not just once. It's been 3 or 4 or 5 times now on this stream, And I start to wonder, is this the same sort of thing happening at a low level, As we get older, our brains change. And could it be that instead of being a nice guy who wouldn't hurt anybody, could it be step by step by step, I'm going to turn into one of those monsters, And this is just the first stage? I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. I'm just putting the idea out on the table. And for me, this is sort of a little warning flag. Dave, don't become one of these old guys who becomes irascible and always angry and shouting at people, So anyway, keep warning me, if I do start to do that sort of thing too much, let me know about it. Throw me some feedback. Remind me about today's conversation, this thing, Dave, take it easy. Don't become that old guy, So we'll see. Maybe it's inevitable, I don't know. Dave drops the F-bomb and people cheer, Whatever, anyway. Make it a point that we don't cheer if I do that, and it's the other way around, But that page was fun, that Facebook page. I just laughed and laughed and laughed. It's so much fun to see people enjoying themselves and fooling around, even though the object of the fooling around is me, So I'm not sure. Should I stay away from there so that you guys can play your games without me watching, or should I be part of it? I don't know. Let me know, I'm not going to hang around there every day and watch every single post go by, but should I, perhaps not be there in the first place? I don't know. Might have made that a tiny bit too thin. Who knows? Let's see. This one needs a stress relief on the back before we cut that line. If I tried to cut this right now, we've got solid wood here and a tiny thin line there. And putting a knife in between them, you know what's going to break. The solid wood's not going to break. It's the thin line that's going to get stressed. So this line goes in first. Stress relief. So that this one can now be cut without putting all the stress onto the other side. You can see, look at this, the wood moves away now. It's just moving up and getting out of the way, leaving no stress at all on that hairline that's left. Without that stress cut in there, this wouldn't do that. All the stress would have gone onto the hair. It would have cracked and popped and split. Now all we got to do is just look at this, just throw this away. So that hairline now hasn't been stressed the slightest bit. We can now clear away from it. The years it took me to figure that out, you know, God. No one to tell you this stuff, you know. It's all supposed to be top secret. And there we are. We got a beautiful hairline now. Smooth and curved, good wide base, and not stressed in the slightest. It'll last for years and years and years. Let's do the same thing here. This is more difficult because it's the inside. There you go. The waste wood just moves up and out of the way. Perfect. Oh, it's too much. I haven't done. Oh, can't catch up with this. Oh, we're talking about the swearing and stuff. Yeah. Dave's turning into Gordon Ramsay. Okay, whatever. I can't read all this right now. I'm sorry. You know, today's a heavy stream. Sorry. Go in. I'm happy here. You know, relax. Please join. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hi. Not meaning to be heavy, just whatever, you know. Whatever you talk to friends, you know. So. There's other loose odds and ends from different conversations this week that people have asked about in the chat that I miss, and I see later on when I'm reading it. And then a couple of people have asked about the wood thing from last week. Last Tuesday, me and Doi-san, our associate here, we went to see some of those old blocks, those old Takamizawa blocks. You know? And we've been thinking about what to do. I mean, he wants too much money for them. They would be fun to have. They would be valuable to have for us. You know, for those of you who don't know, these were some blocks that were carved for the Takamizawa company back in the 1950s and 60s for ukiyo-e reproductions. Takamizawa is long gone now. They're bankrupt. Their blocks were seized and scattered around. And this guy has a batch of, it's about 40 of them, I think. I'm not sure. Beautifully carved. This must be Cameron coming in. Beautifully carved blocks. They would be very nice to have, from historical reasons. The problem is, this problem is twofold. One, he's asking a lot of money for them. We're talking like $15,000. And the second problem is that they aren't the kind of images that would soon become objects, prints that we could sell in the shop here. We could make prints from them, but those prints wouldn't be popular in the shop. So we're trying to decide. Good morning, sir. Hello, hello. Enjoy your weekend?
Yeah.
Must be nice to have a weekend.
Yes, it is. How was the shop busy?
It was pretty quiet, actually. Pretty quiet over the weekend. We got a lot of other stuff done. Me and Nakamura-san and Kawai-san.
Oh, great.
A lot of back work done. Probably things I got to mention to you today later on. So.
Great. That's good to hear. Must be nice catching up a little bit too.
Can I say hello to the gang here?
Yep. Morning, everyone.
Well, it should have come along a lot more along than this. You know, I'm way late. This should have been published by, not published, but it should have been, you know, the video should be ready, everything should be ready. But, And for the first time this morning, I went to check that Facebook page. You know, people have put a Facebook page, fans of Mokuhankan and stuff. So, are you on there? Have you
No, I
haven't
found it.
I wasn't sure if I should stay away from it or you know, not being sarcastic. And
No.
people, you know, somewhere where Dave is not there, they can talk about Dave. That's fine.
Right.
But if people know I'm watching, they're gonna, the stuff they can't say. You know.
Yeah.
So. But I got the invite and I clicked. So the guy said, "Come on in." So.
Oh, nice.
It's funny. Most so you gotta have a look at it. It's fun. So,
Go check that.
it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. Oh, good. Is it mostly your Twitch followers or just people?
It
all
seems
over the
so.
web?
No. It seems, of course, to be Twitch followers and pretty light-hearted. But in the middle of it, there's people who have been making woodblock prints, and this is one place where they're posting images so people can see it.
Oh,
and there's some good work there. Guys
Ooh.
doing interesting stuff, and you know. So I got to be careful. I toss this off, you know. And, you know.
Oh, that's exciting.
So welcome back, Cameron-san. So we get a bunch of stuff. We've got to get another computer because we've got to get the stuff for Ome. We've got that thing with those backlog people that have done. We've got to get that out of here today and over there. So as soon as I'm off, but I want to be using this as well.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So
yeah, I think you're right. Having a second computer. Will
yeah.
make
No,
it
we got to
pretty
get
good.
up there.
So you can stream and I can get shooting those off.
Of course. I can't go out and get that organized today. Today's a busy day. We've got parties all day long. All day long. We're lined up all day long. So. And then tomorrow, I'm not sure. It's that wood, those blocks. I got to try and decide what to do about those Takamizawa blocks. You know.
Oh, the Takamizawa.
So the guy's expecting me and Doyce are going to talk about it today.
And then
I got to decide what to do. I don't know. I don't know. Just phone him up, say forget it. It's too much money, or start negotiating. You know, I mean, the price he's asking is clearly too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. I'm not a good negotiator, and we don't need them that badly for me to be able to really strongly negotiate.
Right.
You know, we would like to have them, but we don't need them.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I'm interested to hear Doi-san's thoughts.
Well, he wants them, of course. He just
them,
wants
of
them.
course, too.
He's not the guy who will be spending the money, so I know his answer is going to get open your bank book and let's get these things,
Get
you know.
it.
So I know what he'll say. So, but I'm the one that's got to figure out the payroll and stuff at the end of the month once we spend all this money on these blocks, you know.
Right.
So.
head upstairs. I think
Yeah, okay.
I found using the Ethernet cable doesn't interrupt Wi-Fi problems. It seems it's not causing any glitches.
No, it shouldn't.
Have
You
had
should be
any
able to
lost
browse.
frames or
You should know. You
anything?
should be able to browse. Just the problem with this machine was that it starts
It's
that backup.
downloading a
You know,
ton
so
of stuff and the backup.
no, it's uploading.
Oh, it's uploading.
Because this, I'm uploading here, so it's
Right.
the upstream that's the problem, not the downstream.
Got it.
So if you just browse a little bit, it's okay. The
Okay.
problem was waking this thing up. It wakes up, says, "Oh my God, there's 6 gigabytes to back up from yesterday," and it
Right.
starts to upload them, and that interferes with this stream.
That
So.
makes sense. Okay.
And I think I've tried to reset it so that it doesn't do it at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But there seems to be some
It's
kernel thing set in
stubborn.
there. It's stubborn, yeah. So.
Okay. Go.
But normal browsing should be no problem at
Okay.
all. You know. If something happens, I'll scream and you can hear, and we'll.
Yep. Sounds good.
A question. Look at this. Put my glass on before the question came in. Where's the question? Got to keep careful. I've got a peaceful stream here. Somebody in the question here is reading my mind. I know, reading my mind. Etane. I don't know what the background here. It's Mr. Madness. I don't remember. What is your real handle name? He good. We've got too many madnesses here. Higurashi Madness? I don't remember. The gentleman making these, gentleman from Mexico. I know, has been making some prints. And one of the prints he made and he posted to the other Facebook page was of a young lady sitting in water. Presumably a bath. It's not stated. And when he sent that to me, I was quite surprised because I thought that was created by a young man from France who had visited us here last year. We were talking about this yesterday. We posted this into the stream yesterday, an image of the design that's from the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. So it turns out, anyway, the story goes back and forth. It turns out that the image was originally created in the early 1900s. 1902, 1904, 1906, somewhere around there. So yesterday, Nakamoto-san and I, in our staff, we started poking around, and we couldn't find any information on the English internet about this. But she found a Wikipedia page for that designer. I don't have it handy to link to, I'm sorry. And I think it's just a text page anyway, it's nothing in Japanese. Anyway, it turns out that there was a young artist. He died when he was 33. He died when he was 33 of alcohol-related problems. And the word that was used in Japanese is not clear. In English, you can die of alcohol a couple of ways. You can die of, what's the word? Alcohol poisoning. Just drink too much in one evening or whatever, and bang, you're gone. Or you can die of like alcoholism, maybe liver failure, whatever. The Japanese term is not clear which it was. Anyway, he died at age 33 in, I think it was 1910, of this problem, whichever of the two problems it was. So it seemed like it's a young guy who burned through the sky here in Japan with these designs. And if you go to that, if somebody can link to the same page that was linked in this stream yesterday, the image at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts of that woman sitting in the bath. And then on that page, click through to where it shows other images by this artist. And it gets to be really fun because it turns out what you start looking at is it looks like you're looking at a page of Art Deco stuff from, say, the 1920s. And yet this is all stuff that this guy created before he died in 1910. And some of them are really, really beautiful. So Nakamura-san and I looked through that stuff yesterday thinking, maybe we should make some of these. And she said, look, why don't you just get started? Just do the one of the woman in the bath. And I'm like, well, why not? So she zoomed up the image there from Boston. Prepared it in Photoshop, threw it over to me, and we're going to do it. We're going to make that print. It's just 2 blocks. It's a blue block and a black block. I'm not going to make it this week, because this week we've got a ton of things going on. But yeah, we're going to make it. We're going to put it in our catalog. Because it's out of copyright. Japanese copyright is death plus 50, soon changing to death plus 70, but at the moment still death plus 50. And he died in whatever it was, 1910, I think, as we see on that page. So yeah, you're going to see that print in a Mokuhankan version, I think, sometime in the next few weeks. Because it's not like it's going to take me 10 years to carve it. Have people been putting those links in? So, you spelled it wrong. It's not Ichipu, it's Ichiro. Not Ichiro, it's Ichijo. Ichijo Narumi. Now we're into expression territory again. We talked about this with the blacksmith yesterday. Carving fabric lines or kimono lines or ribbon lines or whatever is nothing. But as soon as you start mucking around with eyebrows, eyes, and a mouth and a nose, we're now talking expressive stuff. And the slightest change in Jed's lines means the expression changes. And we're really critical here, because this is a joke, it's a gag. And the relationship between these two guys is the whole point of what this thing's all about. The blacksmith's face saying, give me a break. And this guy being a bit unself-conscious. He doesn't realize that, he's treading on dangerous ground here, Anyway, the point being, of course, I've got to try and catch Jed's lines as accurately as I can. And this is small stuff, and it's a bit soft wood. And I'll be cutting it and then proofing it and cutting again, but I can only cut, I can't glue back on. So if I screw something up by cutting away too much, I'm in trouble. question there. Just a moment. No, the noise must have been something upstairs. Cameron must have got it sounded like a power drill. I don't know what he's doing. Question about carving. Yeah, interesting point. He's asking, why did I start with the rough body lines first and save these dangerous parts for the end? Because if I screw these up, I've screwed up the whole block and have to start all over again, you know. It's a good point. I know printers and carvers do this the other way around. I know. Excuse me. Imagine a block, I know, not this simple print. Imagine a big Utamaro, Ukue Beauty or whatever. There's outlines, there's kimono colors, 10, 20, 30 kimono colors. There's a little block for eyeballs and a block for the blush on the cheek, and then some background colors and stuff all over the place. It's going to be, whatever, 30 impressions or something. When you're printing that, you do the face first. Key block in first, then you do the delicate stuff on the face first. Because if you're going to screw up the color on the cheek or something, you want to do it right at the beginning before you've spent all the time and effort printing all 30 kimono colors. So you do the really difficult, delicate ones first. And you know you're going to lose maybe whatever, 10% of them or so. And you cull your sheets and go from there. So you haven't wasted all the time printing 30 kimono colors or so. So printers, ukiyo-e printers, for the most part, start with the most difficult blocks, if they can. Sometimes it's not possible because you can't print B and C until A have been printed, stuff like this. But in general, you try and get the really delicate ones out of the way first. For carvers, it's different. What the hell is he doing up there? For carvers, it's different. You know, it's not going to be a question of screwing it up. You know, I'm going to carve this month. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it while I'm even talking, because there's no doubt. What can I say? There's no doubt that this is going to be okay. It'll be all right. There's no question of screwing it up. I'm not quite sure how to express this difference. With the printer doing that delicate blush on the cheek of that thing, it's so variable. It's so difficult to get them all exactly the same. Inevitably, some of the prints turn out to be not quite smooth or not quite right. But with carving, it's a one shot. And you're going to do it. You're going to get it right. It's not in doubt. So I don't need to do this first, do the face first, and if I screw it up, throw the block away and start again. You're not going to be doing that, a competent carver. Just going to cut it, and it'll be okay. But why would I do it last then? So that I'm in the best shape. In my case, as we said, I've got other stuff to do. I do bookkeeping, I do printing, I do all other things. So I want to make sure I'm in the best training. So I start with all the other stuff. But where did I start on this block? I remember I started on sword, something like up here, where it doesn't matter. These lines could be a little off, a little bit on. It wouldn't make any difference because it's the middle of a, middle of a decoration on a sword. So I practice, get myself in good shape over a few days. And now, after having a few days of steady carving, not all day long, but just here in the mornings, I'm ready for this. I'm okay. I know where I am. Knife is sharpened well. So again, long answer for a short question. Why did I do the face last? It's because I'm in the most confident condition but I'm not in any way worried about screwing it up and having to abort the job. Another order, if it's anybody here, thank you again. Just, it's so nice, all day long. Small orders, medium orders, a few big orders. That's the way they go, of course. Many, many small orders, a few medium orders. Is it that time then? Is that the rest of the staff? What time is it? 9:20 it is. We're at that time already. Jesus, it's half. Oh, whatever. I can see it's one of those days, time just... I was hoping this head would be finished this morning. Not to be. It's okay. No stress, no panic. But tomorrow is a busy day. Today it's a busy day in the shop, so there's no way I can do this now. We have party reservations. I think it's four groups or 5 groups coming today. Too much for Kawai-san to do by himself, so I'll be standing on party duty today for a lot. And Doi-san's here. We're going to talk about those Takamizawa blocks. He's going to want me to buy them, and I'm not sure if I want to buy them. And yum, 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 yum. Decisions, decisions, decisions. That's Doi-san. Small, quiet feet. Well, maybe it's Kawai-san. Speaking quietly. I don't know. It's hard to tell. No, Kawai-san, big feet. Good morning, sir. When you came in, I thought it was Doi-san. Quiet feet. I thought it's Doi-san. Then you got closer. Boom, boom, boom. No, it's Kawai-san. So try and tell by the footsteps who it is. So.
New camera, video camera.
Yeah, the new camera. So it's no big deal. This is not some big expensive camera. I know. It's on a much smoother action. What it's going to do when I'm standing here as a streaming camera, it's almost no difference, except it seems that it's handling the light better. Those bright lights are not washing everything out. So I think we're getting better light. But the reason I got it is for when I'm doing the YouTube videos, I've got to spend more time now in the YouTube videos looking at the prints. People have been not complaining, but too much time on my face talking, not enough time showing the print. So I've got to be able to pan smoothly across the print and be able to zoom in. On this camera, it looks like so. It's got to. I've already tried it. You go like this. No, even just when you're holding the camera, moving it. So it's that thing. Yeah. So I think it'll make much smoother video of the prints themselves. And I'm not sure. For the stream, maybe no big difference. So we'll see. Say hello to the stream here. Whatever, I don't know what you're talking about now. I'll have to go back and see, so later. A 1,000 viewers, I don't think it's going to happen, so don't panic about that, I don't think. What do we got, 180 people are watching today? Yeah, for a boring stream like this today. I didn't even get to the face. Sorry, what can I say? Okay, where are we? It's in Naima. 180 people apparently are watching today, so. But it's like today's not so interesting. I didn't really get any good answers. There was no interesting commentary, and I didn't even finish the best part, the face. So. And we get audio problems, just negative. Anyway, I got a ton of work to do here today. Where are we? This is Monday. There will be no stream tomorrow. I have to go to the Ome workshop to catch up on a bunch of things there, preparing for the next YouTube video out there. I'll be back here Wednesday morning, Tokyo time, Wednesday morning, continuing with this block. Thanks very much with your patience with us. A bit of a random mixed up stream today. I'm sorry about that. Back to normal. See you Wednesday. Thank you very much, gang. I'm off to do some print parties today. Thank you again.
And I'll have a peek over at the Facebook page. It's really looks like fun. Thank you very much for the support and for being interested in what we do. And you know, we are having a ton of fun always. See you next time. Thank you. It is good fun. Yeah, hopefully good fun. Here's the mic. And stop streaming. Thanks again, people. Bye-bye.